Traverser. What is Traverser? A Traverser is a chosen son of many tales, who traveled to another world and used their golden finger to move the mountains and kill gods and demons. They destroy other worlds' realm with their unrivaled modern knowledge, have invincible talents in countless harem, and become the invincible being of that world. And our MC Lai Zuo, who just turned 18, became a Traverser. Next, some goblins are chasing some people there. The guard informs the two ladies that there is a town ahead, and if they get there, they will be safe there. He gets his neck pierced by an arrow shot by the goblins. The goblins finishes him. One lady from the group attacks the goblins with her ice magic, freezes them. The goblins crumble into pieces. The ice mage is a big, beautiful woman. She is the daughter of the Grand Duke, and her name is Frankie. The blondie lady tells her to not cast that spell again because it activates the curse in her hand and attracts the evil creatures. The evil mark that is in her hand start to bleed because she cast the spell, and the curse was given to her by some guy. The guy destroyed all the men of Principality to get his revenge on someone. She tries to calm herself instead of thinking about the past. More goblins are coming their way. Blondie gets ready to stay behind and tells her to leave from there, because she is the only blood of the Grand Duke and she must survive. She too gets hit by an arrow in her hand. The goblins that starts to attack them. Frankie didn't get the chance to leave from there. They get surrounded by the goblins. One goblin jumps from the above attack the white beauty. The goblin didn't hurt her but only pin her down, because it knows what to do with beauties like her. Mate and breed. Seeing her mistress on the ground, Blondie also let her guard down and gets stabs on her thigh. The goblins then torn her into pieces, and they gets ready to do the thing with the white beauty. She begs someone to help her, even if it's the evil god, as long as they can save her. She is willing to give her everything to them. Then someone come from the sun to save her. She is shocked because that guy's hair looks like Jin Kazama from the Tekken. Even the goblins are shocked too because if it's Jin then they are fucked. The man slams onto the goblins, killing them all in one fall. Seeing that scene send a shiver down her spine, because she is witnessing an evil god standing on the corpses of his enemy. She was shocked because the man standing in front of her is the nude chaos god, and she is 100% sure about that. And Lai Zuo is shocked thinking what's going on there, because he clearly remembers that he was in the air just now, and now he is naked. The system notification appears, congratulating him that he successfully activated the live broadcast system. The system starts the live stream. There are some people watching his live stream. People are asking what new game is he playing and where to download it. Lai Zuo is confused about what's going on there and who started the live broadcast, and where is the camera. The system gives him little info about how it get turned on and how it will be turned off. Half an hour ago at a construction site, a fat guy is calling for Lai Zuo. Lai Zuo arrives there in his bike asking the fat guy, the manager, to move aside. He then apologizes to his manager for arriving late. And Lai Zuo works there as a brick mover, and he has ran over his manager's face. The manager scolds him for arriving so late. The other two workers also scolds him for disappearing this like every day. They thinks that their boss is wasting money on him. Lai Zuo's father lost tens of millions of money he borrowed from people in the gamble and disappeared. And his mother was diagnosed with cancer, which requires a large amount of money for the medical expenses. And his sister, who is very talented and get admitted in a major university. And now she is facing the pressure of tuition fees. And the burden of the whole family is all on Lai Zuo, as the big brother and elder son of the family. And if he lost this brick mover job, he will lost one of his income stream that is supporting his family. He doesn't want this job since he came late. The worker and the manager gives him more work as a punishment. While working, he is also doing the live stream, but his number of viewers and fans are very less. He works and does his live stream every day, but the number of viewers and fans are not increasing. And he is doing this live stream not because he wants to, but a man in the black told him to do. He told Lai Zuo that he can make money from the live stream and form a contract with that guy for doing the live stream, because he is doing this live stream in that guy's platform. The guy told him that he can make lots of money from live streaming, but he also have to pay money for using their platform. 2,000 yuan every month. Since he can make a lot of money from live stream, he made that contract with that guy. But now he is only getting 20 views. His first fan, Oni-chan, is Big Fool, is finding his live stream very fascinating. Lai Zuo is worried because in this way he will only lost money for using the live stream platform instead of making a lot of money from it. And he also have to pay the money his father borrowed from the loan shark, and his sick mother's medical expense, and his little sister, who is ready to drop out from the university to support her family. But he wants her to keep studying. Remembering all those things is stressing him out. He tries to forget those things and cheer himself up because he is doing live stream. He is pumped up. He throws his phone away. Then he realizes that he threw his live streaming device. He jumps from the building to catch his phone. Then he realizes that he jumped off of the building. Next, Lai Zuo have picked some goblin's clothes, and White Beauty is still shocked thinking that he summoned such a powerful evil god. She was running away from the wolf's mouth and now she has entered the tiger's mouth. She tries to calm herself and speaks to the evil god. Lai Zuo is surprised that he can actually understand the otherworldly language, and it's thanks to the system. She thanks him for saving her and asks how should she address him, and his viewers are still thinking that he is playing a game. Lai Zuo is surprised to see such a beautiful lady. Then they notices something. A monster, a big goblin warrior, has come to get revenge for his subordinates. White Beauty is surprised to see a middle-level monster there, because these mid-level monsters are so powerful that they can blow up a knight's head with one blow. And the rock armor in their body is invulnerable. Even a sage crossbow can't penetrate them, and they can easily destroy a small town alone. Lai Zuo's viewers have increased to 300 and fans to 20. After that monster appeared, Lai Zuo is shocked because he is sure that he can't fight with that monster. He asks his system for help. The system informs him that his lottery system is not turned on yet. Lai Zuo then gets a notification that Oni-chan is the big released a mission for him and is to defeat the goblin warrior. The system informs him that the Oni-chan is a big fool, has become his first captain. He tells his viewers that it's not a game and he has actually crossed to another world, and fighting that monster means he's dead. But none of his viewers believes him. The system notifies again that he earned his 198. The platform is divided into 9 floors and the anchor received 19.8 yuan. Lai Zuo is surprised to see that notification. The system congratulates him for gaining the first captain, and he has also received 10 lottery draws. The goblin warrior jumps at him. He hurriedly draws his cards. 10 cards appears in front of him. In one of the draws he gets a gold quality dragon pill. The system tells him to eat that pill, but he doesn't want to because it looks like a poo. The goblin attacks him. White Beauty tells him to be careful. He grabs the goblin's weapon and has changed into something. He smashes the weapon, and after eating that dragon pill, he has actually become a dragon in human form. He uses his dragon breath to burn that evil monster. Next, the human race is the dominant one in the continent of Candia, and the orderly camp of the Church of Light guards these human from the erosion of the abyss demons. In the chaotic abyss, there are 3 powerful abyss demons gods. Thanks to the orderly camp of the Church of Light, these evil gods can't enter the human realm, but they send their subordinates to the human realm to corrupt and invade the human world. And these evil beings that comes to the world to corrupt the humans are called demons. Lai Zuo have finished the goblin warrior, and even made a big hole in the ground. And White Beauty is shocked that he melted that goblin warrior with his fire magic. She is surprised thinking what kind of evil god she summoned. The system then informs Lai Zuo that his body can't withstand the dragon pill, and he is going to die in 20 seconds. But there is a way to save him. He is ready to do anything. The system takes over his body and discovers a lifesaver that can save his life. The White Beauty behind him. He comes to her, and she is sad that now this evil god is going to corrupt her too, and change her into an evil creature. And Lai Zuo is confused about what his system going to do with her. Since she has the cold ice magic, it will help him in calming the dragon fire inside him. And for that he will need to kiss her. Inside White Beauty's body, the evil curse mark was hurting her and torturing her body from the inside. Then it stops. They both notices someone's presence there. The evil dragon god. He destroys the evil mark curse that is inside her. The mark was suppressing her from leveling up. It gets loosened because of the magic power that is pouring inside her from the evil dragon god's mouth. She leveled up from elementary level 3 to the intermediate level 1. Viewers are surprised because the kiss came out from nowhere. And White Beauty is also surprised because she didn't see that coming. And she is sad that her soul is going to be taken away by this evil god. She is going to become a corrupt creature. Then she gets surprised because she is still fine. Her soul is still pure. And Lai Zuo have also successfully cooled himself. The system gives him back his control of his body. Before Lai Zuo passes out, he remembers his father's debt that he has to pay back, his sick mother, and his sister who is ready to drop out of school because they got no money to pay her tuition. He wakes up shouting sister, and finds himself in the thick lap of a beautiful woman, and he is surprised to see the view from down there. Viewers are also agreeing that she is a top beauty, and some are sure that she is an aristocrat in that world. She thanks him for not killing her, and informs him that he passed out earlier, so she set up that camp there to wait for him to wake. Lai Zuo looks inside the cover to see if he is wearing anything, and there is nothing. He jumps from her lap, apologizes to her for using her lap as a pillow, and introduces himself. Tells her his name, Lai Zuo, and he lives at number 606 Oyster Street next to the Lijiapo Iron House barbecue restaurant. All his information is making her confused. She tells him to wait there. She will go and get some water for him. Next, she is on her way to get water, and is confused that the evil god didn't turn her into an evil creature, even though he kissed her. And she thinks that she is on the lust side of that evil god. And now she is not a nobility anymore, and her title as the daughter of the Grand Duke is gone too. She gets ready to serve this evil god so he can keep her. She will be safe with him. She gets ready to change her plan, find a way to follow him and sign a contract of equality with him, and get her revenge on that person who destroyed her life and her family. Next, Lee Zuo's viewers has increased to 826 and fans to 121. He informs his viewers that he has been crossed to another world, and they have seen the other world. He asks them to call the police for him. However, no one is believing him. He then checks his stats window. He doesn't have any title, and his bloodline has changed to dragon blood. It also gives him some info about dragon bloodline, and right now he doesn't have any supporting technique to support his dragon bloodline. The system informs him that in 3 days, he will fully transform into a dragon and lost his control. He asks the system to help him. The system gives him a solution, and it's to draw the lottery and get a thing called Returning to the Dragon Gong Sutra. If he learns it, it will teach him to control the bloodline of the dragon clan. He draws the lottery and gets 10 items, and among them, there is the Returning of the Dragon Gong Sutra. He hurriedly learns the technique and even equips the new cloth he got from the draw, the Hadao pattern jade brocade robe. The system gives him some more info of the Returning to the Dragon Gong Sutra and its passive effect, active effect, and some more info about it. And now he will not mutate into the dragon beast thanks to the technique. The system also gives him the info about the stages of the realm, and after reaching the realm become as light as feather, he can tear voids and return back to the earth, which surprises him that there is actually a way to go back home. But it's going to be a long ride, and at the meantime he gets ready to focus on making money. He then checks his other items. There is purple gold jade pot, a corpse bean, a corpse demon pill, gum purple true fruit, pingudan, and a meru ring, a space ring. He puts all his items inside the meru ring. Now he is all done and even gets a title, Air Practitioner. He then checks his new technique, transforms his hand into that of a dragon's hand, then calls his fire. Oni-chan is a big fool, even gives him a glow stick. He uses the glow stick. White Beauty also comes back with the water. She unknowingly looks into his eyes. She gets shocked, because from her perspective, Lee Zuo is looking very dangerous right now. She falls onto her knees, apologizes to him for directly looking into his eyes. She forgot that he is an evil god, and evil gods are gods too. And that divine gaze pierced her mind, and now she can't move. And that glow in his eyes was from the glow stick he used. She thinks that her thoughts were seen through her by that gaze, and her plan to make that equal contract is gone now. She gets ready to come clean to him, and tells him who she is, where is she from, and that her principality and family were sacrificed to the Abyss Demon by a traitor of the Light God sect, and she was also hunted down. She gets ready to serve him, and begs him to shelter her on her way to the Landese city. Now Lee Zuo is shocked because such a beautiful lady wants to be his subordinate, but he doesn't know where this Landese city is, and he still needs to quickly earn some money to support his family. He asks her if she knows what he wants for him to help her. And she knows what he wants. She knew that it wasn't that simple for her to get her revenge. And in the face of Lust God, she knows what to do and what condition must be paid for him to help her. She flashes to him her 2 big melons that she's been hiding from us this whole time. This shocked the little boy who just turned 18, who haven't even seen this type of world. Lee Zuo turning his back on her like that makes her feel like she is not that attractive to him. And Lee Zuo is shocked, thinking what's going on with her. She asks him to escort her, and now she is taking her clothes off. His viewers are putting their own opinions on this matter, and a certain someone is getting interested in this new game storyline. She starts to type something and send him $30 gift, and even gives him a task. Her name is Bai Jai, and her ID is Sister is the Queen, and she is some kind of big shot in the real world. Lee Zuo thanks her for the donation or the gift. System tells him to make her the next captain and get 100 followers. Lee Zuo then notices something, that this live broadcast exists in the reality, which means he can withdraw his money. Then with his cheat gifts and his otherworldly live broadcast, he can earn money to pay off his debts and the tuition fee for his sister. And if he makes it big, when he returns back to his home, he can live like a king. White Beauty is taking her clothes off. Lee Zuo stops her from doing it and tells her that he is touched by her sincerity, so she doesn't need to take off her clothes. He is ready to help her because he is a decent man. But she is having her doubts because of his nosebleed. She is now 100% sure that he is the evil god of lust. She thanks him for helping her, and she is ready to serve him in any ways he likes. And Sister is the Queen has become another new captain. Now that she has become a captain, Lee Zuo gets 100 fans from her. Now that everything is settled, Lee Zuo's stomach makes some noise. White Beauty gets ready to prepare him some food, and after half an hour later, she has made him some food. But Lee Zuo doesn't think that the thing that she is calling food, it's actually a food. She apologizes because she is an aristocrat. She has never cooked anything before. Lee Zuo gets ready to cook for today and tells her to help him get the water from the river. He also gives her the pot that he got from the lottery. to bring the water in it. White Beauty is shocked to see that pot, because it's an enchanted item. And the pot has a special spatial attribute. And the enchanters are the most noble profession on this continent. They can attach powerful element magic to ordinary items or weapons, and among them space and time are the rarest elements, and the mages who master them are also very rare. She is surprised that her lord is carrying such an item like an ordinary item. If the news of this thing is spread in the capital, she is sure that the market in the capital will go crazy, and all the nobles will throw their money to get their hands on this item. Since going outside alone is not that safe, Lai Zuo gets ready to send a guard with her. He takes out the corpse pill and breaks it. A strong aura comes out from the bean saying my seal is finally opened. Then it turned into a little skeleton. Since the skeleton looks little cute, Lai Zuo names it Little Sun Wolf. Skelly doesn't agree with the name, tries to rebel against Lai Zuo. Then he notices that the boss's breath is that of a dragon clan, more powerful than his previous boss. Skelly then submits to his new boss. Lai Zuo gives him his first mission, to escort Miss Frankie to the river to fetch water, and come back with some wild animal for food. The two then leaves to get the water, and Lai Zuo gets ready to lit some fire. White Beauty is surprised that even though the little creep is undead, but he still have his intelligent. Damn this woman. I'm sure if the artist makes some hentai manhwa with these types of women, I'm sure he will make it big. No offense. Skelly notices the way she is looking at him. He tells her that he is super strong, she doesn't have to doubt about it. He tells her that he has been given a down number by his master, so she doesn't have to worry. He is very strong. She wonders if this numbers means something. She also remembers her lord once told her some numbers before. She wonders if these numbers have some meaning to the evil god like the evil mark in her hand. Skelly notices something. There are some birds flying around the forest. He notices the fight is going on there. One guard is shouting that protect the Lady Baron. He gets his head smashed by a big rod. The captain of the guard, Fulage, is shocked to see the enemy of the humankind there. The amputated orcas. Amputee clan is one of the 8 main orc clans in the Zephyr Steppe state, and they like to put the weapon they got hit in the battle in their body as a glory. The more the weapons they have, the higher the glory they received. Captain Fulage is shocked, thinking how did these monsters break into the human mainland? One of the orcs attacks him with his axe, but he managed to block it with his shield. The lady from inside the carriage asks him to help her. He asks someone who is sitting on the carriage to help the lady, and if she saved the Baron lady. Fulage is sure that the Baron will listen to her request. She jumps off the carriage with her arrows and shoot down 3 or 4 orcs with her arrows. She is middle rank elf ranger Elizabeth Morrowind. Baron lady Jennifer yells at her for splatting blood on her clothes. More monster comes. All the guards are being killed. One of the orcs riding on a wolf with an axe hand jumps at Fulage. Elizabeth kicks Captain Fu away and shot the orc with her arrow. She then gives the orc a strong kick with her thick thigh. However, the monster didn't fall off from his wolf. Elizabeth is surprised that that orc really live up to his name. Her elemental arrow didn't do that much damage. It's going to be hard for her to deal with it. Someone grabs the wolf's tail, and it's little Skelly. He asks White Beauty to come because he has found the food for his master, a big wolf. Elizabeth, an old man, is shocked to see that. He calls White Beauty saying they have finally finished their errands. She tells him to be careful because that's an amputee orc, and she is confused, thinking how did that orc appeared there. The orc orders its wolf to finish that skeleton. Seeing a food jumping at him, Skelly gets ready to teach it a lesson. Grabs the wolf by its mouth, and what the fuck, Skelly turned into an awesome skeleton knight. He smashes the wolf's head. The orc tries to attack him. Skelly takes out his blade, slices the orc with a single slash. Orcs are shocked that he cut down that orc with one single cut. Elf and White Beauty are also shocked to see the sight. Now Skelly gets ready to take care of other orcs too. Wow, he looks awesome, so cool. Next, in the immortal world of cultivation, there is a guard who guards the mountain gate of immortal world. These guards are also known as the mountain gods or god of mountain gate, and Sun Wolf was the strongest mountain guards god general. Viewers are surprised to see Skelly turning into that awesome warrior, and are cheering for him to kill those orcs, and somewhere, someone's axe is broken after hitting the tree. This makes that someone confused that the trees there is more tough than the iron axe he is holding. Then he gets more confused because people are giving him many donation for just cutting the tree. He is surprised that everyone is liking to see him cutting the trees down. On the other side, Elizabeth, an old man, thanks White Beauty for saving them and compliments her for summoning such an awesome summon. White Beauty tells them that she is just a mage, and that summon is her master's summon, and she didn't expect it to be this powerful. This surprises Elizabeth because she never heard of such a powerful summon and a female mage in that vicinity. Other orcs runs away from the skeleton knight. They gets their head chopped off by someone, their big boss, the amputated orc high-ranking warrior, kill ambitious warrior Zagu. And this red orc didn't expect to find the remnants of the Grand Duke of the Western Realm there. White Beauty tells Skelly that that guy is dangerous, and they should quickly retreat for now. This red orc is the younger brother of the amputee clan leader, and he also beheaded tens of thousands of people and sacrificed them to the god of killing, Dale. The god gave him the demon sword. Ever since then he has become the most terrifying demon in the western grassland. People are surprised to see the red orc and his sword. Next, someone donates more money to Lai Zuo and even says something about the weapon. These makes Lai Zuo shocked because he is thinking that the audience are interested in his broken axe, because they are talking about the weapon. Elizabeth is shocked to see the magic knife of Alex in that red orc's hand. The sword is one of the 10 murderous blades that killed countless people. Red orc gets ready to offer their heads as a sacrifice to the god of killing. Skelly also gets ready to show that orc his true strength. Skelly attacks the red orc with his blade that created a big wave of energy. That even slashes the tree that was on the other side of the battleground. The red orc gets sliced into half. Everyone is shocked that he killed that powerful orc in single slash, now that their lord is dead. All the orcs runs from there. Skelly then turned back to his little form. He calls the 3 who were standing there and gets ready to bully them, but his master arrives there. Skelly runs to the wolf and dragged it to his master, saying he found the food for him. Elf Lady is surprised that this man is the master of that female mage and this powerful skeleton. She introduces herself and thanks him for saving them. Lai Zuo is surprised to see another beautiful lady, and it's a beautiful elf on top of that. Viewer starts to tells him to take her on the board, take her to warm his bed. White Beauty asks him why did he came there. Lai Zuo informs her that he has finished cutting the trees, so he came there to help her. The demon sword notices the breath of powerful flesh and blood. It gets ready to parasitize and eat that flesh and blood to become stronger. It comes straight at Lai Zuo, and even if it only touches Lai Zuo, it can suck his flesh and blood. The ladies tells him to be careful because that sword is dangerous. However, Lai Zuo catches the sword with his one hand, and is confused how and why did that sword come to his hand. The sword is surprised that its parasitism didn't work on Lai Zuo. Then it notices the man who was holding him is releasing some kind of strong energy that it can't take on. It's being suppressed by hierarchy. And Lai Zuo is happy that he got such an awesome sword, which looks so sharp. He is sure that it will be very good to chop wood, much better than the broken axe. 3 are shocked that he is going to use that dangerous sword to chop woods. Next, Lai Zuo is enjoying the sunset on the top of a mountain. While checking his notification, he has earned many captains and SCs, and after paying the 90% of the platform fee, he still has 91.2 money, which is only enough for 5 draws, and this is enough for his sister's 5,000 yuan tuition. And still there will be little remaining for his draws. He checks his viewers' number. It has increased to 2,126 and the number of followers to 326. The comment from certain someone surprises him that he can find someone to actively trigger the task and get rewards. He gets message saying that Oni-chan is a big fool, have sent him moonshine gift and it has begun to take effect. The elf comes and informs him that the dinner is ready. She notices the energy that is surrounding around his body. She gets ready to take a look what is that energy by using the elf talent, the Eye of Moon. She gets shocked to see the thing that is in front of her. This sends a shiver down her spine to find out that such a high-ranking being is around them. Lai Zuo tells her let's go and eat, but she is unable to move. Lai Zuo leave first. White Beauty was also there. She asks the elf lady if she is okay, because she is kinda looking pale right now. Elf leaves too, saying it's nothing. White Beauty is relieved, thinking she didn't look at her lord with the Eye of Mages, or she would have suffered like that elf too. Next, they come back to the camp and the food is ready to eat. Lady Baron also acts very friendly towards him because he is the big shot who saved her and her guard. Lai Zuo asks Frankie to bring the tea. She pours the tea for them all. But the Lady Baron doesn't want to drink the tea which was poured from the broken pot. The 2 ladies are also surprised to smell the scent of the tea is so relaxing. And Elizabeth is smelling the breath of life from the scent of the tea. She takes a sip and finds herself in front of the world tree. She is surprised that the tea has the smell of the world tree. She is feeling like she is falling back into the arms of the mother tree. The force of the nature is pouring into her body, and she breaks through to a new realm. From intermediate first realm to intermediate second realm. She is shocked that the tea actually have the breath of life of the world tree seed. Skelly yells at her for saying the tree has the world tree breath. He tells her that it's idea made for immortal that give immortal powers to the ones who drinks the tea from the pot. He also gives her a little info about the pot. This new information surprises Lai Zuo too because he didn't know that the pot was this powerful. White Beauty's magic power have also increased by 3%. Elizabeth thanks him for giving her such an amazing immortal tea. Even Lady Baron has become young after drinking that tea. Next, since the meat is ready, Lai Zuo starts to cut the meat with that demon sword. The sword curses him for using it like that. Elizabeth asks him to help her find the seed of the world tree, and she is willing to give anything to him. Next day, they are on the carriage on their way to the Lady Baron's estate. Inside the carriage, Lai Zuo tells Elizabeth that he is going to help her, and he is also helping Lady Baron to get back to her home safely. After that, Elizabeth starts to give him her pure info, like what's her name, where she come from. She informs him that 2,000 years ago, for some reason, the world tree suddenly weakened. Then the elven world fell into division and weakening. And a while ago, the elf sacrifice predicted that the world tree was about to die, and the elf end is coming. So some elves were sent out to find the seeds of the world tree that is scattered around the world, in an attempt to resurrect the world tree. Originally, she wanted to save Madame Baron and ask Lord Baron to help her find the world tree seeds. But after drinking the tea from the teapot that has the breath of the world tree, she thought that it must be related to the world tree. And that's why she asks for his help, since he is the owner of the teapot. And she is sure that he can help her find the seed of the world tree for sure. Lai Zuo agrees to help her find the world tree seed. Next, they arrive at the Baron's town, and are shocked to see the side of that town. A little girl is begging and asking for someone's help, shouting she is not a witch, and an old man is telling everyone there that the girl is accused of being a witch. The Baron of that land, Baron Mortar Simon, who is holding a human skull in his hand, orders the guard to execute her immediately. They accuse the little girl for making their madam disappearing from that land. She tells them all that she is not a witch and she didn't make the Lady Baron disappeared. She asks her the people standing there to help her, but everyone blind their eyes. By the order of their lord, they execute her, hang her, and before the rope could break her neck, someone cuts the rope and catches her from the fall. She thanks the big brother who just saved her. Everyone is surprised to see these new faces there, and the viewers are excited to see the dark medieval witch hunt period. Next, Sister is the Queen is the president of something called Reality Lishan Group. Her assistant comes to her informing her about this year's financial good, but she is too busy to check them because the game she is watching is getting really interesting now. She sends Lai Zuo some donation and even gives him a mission, and the reward, she gets ready to give him a rocket. Next, Oni-chan is now finding it strange because the game is getting so realistic now. Her friend comes to the room asking why the lights are off, and this friend of hers didn't expect someone as genius as her to watch the game live broadcast. A genius like her is watching this broadcast. It's because he is someone special to her. Lady Baron comes there saying she didn't disappear, and this young hero is the one who saved her from the orcs' attack, so they should just drop this bullshit witch thing, because she is fine and alright. And the little girl has nothing to do with her disappearance, since his lady is fine and the young hero saved her. The Lord Baron invites Lai Zuo to their castle for the dinner, and the side quest have also triggered to kill the Baron Mortar. Reward is rocket +1. And 10 captains. Frankie, the white beauty, notices something strange with the breath of that Baron. Lai Zuo tells her that they can talk about this later after getting some rest. Next, in the Red Leaf Castle, Lai Zuo party comes there. He asks the little girl, whose name is Helen, to go back to her home. They are going to meet the Baron. She once again thanks him for saving her. She then runs to Mother Alyssa, who seems to have a nice figure. Oh God, what am I saying? Forgive me for this sin. I looked at her in that way. Jokes aside, White Beauty notices the sign in that lady's robe. It's the sign of the Church of Light. The old man who was about to execute Helen welcomes Lai Zuo and his party inside. Lai Zuo is surprised that his room is so big and nice and shiny. He asks Frankia to rest too, and starts to show the thing in his room to his viewers. He gets a private message. His first captain, Oni-chan has sent him a message asking did he really cross over. Lai Zuo is finally relieved that finally someone believed in him, and it's his first captain. He tells her about how he got crossed to that world and how he was about to die, but thanks to her for being the first captain, he was saved. In order to repay her life-saving grace, he makes her a house manager. Now the girl on the other side is getting worried because he actually got crossed over. She tells him that he has made many people worried about him. He knows too, because he has his mother and sister waiting for him back at home. Biting her lip, she asks him how can he get back to Earth again. Lai Zuo tells her that the system told him that once he become an immortal, he can go back to Earth. And he also tells her something about the live broadcast room. The higher the followers, the higher the level of his live room, and the higher the quality of the card drawing pool. And with the help of that he can draw more advanced exercises. She gets ready to help him manage the live room. And the system also informs him that now he can send one thing to the house manager for free, which surprises him because now he can send something to the Earth. He gets ready to send the magic bean to protect his sister from the loan shark. He asks Oni-chan to help him hand over something to his sister. He sends her the bean. In the Earth, her friend informs her that she got parcel. The pink-haired girl calls her by her name, Lai Ling. And I'm sure this Oni-chan is as big as Lai Zuo's sister, because they share the same name. Lai Ling is surprised because she didn't order anything, so she is confused who sent it to her. Then she gets surprised it's from Lai Zuo, and they were just texting, and the thing he sent has already arrived. What a fast delivery service. Lai Zuo is happy that it actually worked. He can now send things to the Earth, and now everything is settled. He gets ready to take care of Baron. Next, someone comes to his room, two beautiful maids who are ready to serve him in his bath by the order of the Baron. Lai Zuo is shocked that evil landlord is trying to test his weakness by sending these two beautiful maids. While the two maids are thinking that he is an easy prey, it will be way easy for them to kill him. The two maids then gets ready to take him to the bath. Next, in the bath they are washing him clean. Now after that hot bath, he has let his guard down. The two sister changes back to their real form into a succubus. These two are half-blood demon twin, Kalea and Paige, level intermediate second realm. They gets ready to finish him up. However, the sword stops them by its tentacles, because only the sword can touch his body. He is the sword's nourishment. Two sisters are shocked to see the magical sword Alex there. And the sword is super mad because Lai Zuo cut that wolf meat by it. And this anger of the sword can only disappear after sucking Lai Zuo power dry. The sword then sucks the power of the two sisters and throws them away. Since their energy is drained by that sword, they gets ready to withdraw for now. And Lai Zuo is confused thinking about why did the two maids leave suddenly. And the sword is fully ready to suck Lai Zuo dry, now that it has sucked the energy of those two girls. It is pumped with energy now. Lai Zuo picks the sword. The sword is ready, then it gets shocked because all his energy is being sucked by Lai Zuo. But it's enjoying it. Lai Zuo sucking its energy. It's making the sword excited and filled with pleasure. The sword acknowledges Lai Zuo as its master and asks him to suck it more. And Lai Zuo is surprised that the sword can speak. The system then gives us little info about the sword. Pause the video and read the info. Next, he is walking around the town, and the sword is asking him to suck it more. He notices the church and around the land of the church people are doing farming. Helen comes to him running, and Mother Alicia is coming behind her. She removes her robe and thanks Lai Zuo for saving Helen. Damn this woman, she introduces herself, and her name is Teresa, the nun of that church. She asks him if they can talk about something. Viewers are going crazy after seeing such a beautiful nun. She asks him if he can help her with the problem they are facing in the farming. She built the church to reclaim the wasteland and accommodated people there. Every year, she requests priests from the high church to perform the wheat field growth technique in order to increase the harvest by twofold. But still every winter a large number of people starve to death. And she also noticed that the land seemed to be under curse, and harvest is getting less and less every year. She tried to get help from the high church, but the high priest told her that this was the trial of the gods. And now she is confused, and no matter what she tries, she couldn't get out of this circle. She asks Lai Zuo if he has any bright ideas regarding this problem. Lai Zuo gets ready to help her, since she looks benevolent nun with big ambitions. The viewers also agrees with him that she definitely has two big ambitions. Lai Zuo asks for the viewers' help. One of his viewers, historian, has some ideas about this matter. He gives him some info about the land, and it also informs Lai Zuo about the three-plot system. After reading all those comments, Lai Zuo gets ready to tell her the solution, which surprises the nun because he actually have solution for this matter. He informs her that the land is not cursed, but it has lost its nutrients because of frequent cultivation. The more they plant, the less they harvest. He tells her to adopt the three-plot system, which refers to the system of dividing the land into three parts and implementing a 3 years rotation of plantating. This practice can maintain the land fertility and greatly increase the crop's yields. This new information shocked her. Lai Zuo also tells her that the land for rotation does not need to be idle, it can be fenced up and grazing on it. Cattle, sheep, pigs, and other poultry, and this can increase the meat revenue too. And he notices that they don't use much fertilizer. He tells her that they can collect the cow manure and horse manure and put it as fertilizer in the next year. Lai Zuo also notices that the farmer are using lightweight plows, but it's a heavy soil land, so they will need heavy plows to increase the efficiency of farming. She grabs his hand, takes off her blindfold. She swore blindfolded at the age of 19, trying to find her way to salvation in darkness, confused for nearly 100 years. But today, she finally sees the light. She is known as the Silver-Eyed Goddess, Teresa, legendary First Order, the most promising person in the Church of Light for 100 years, and she has reached to the level of demigods. Next, back in the Earth, Lai Ling has helped an old granny with something, and is now on her way back to her room, while thinking about her brother, who actually got crossed to another world, and he even sent her some strange thing. She wonders if this bean is meant for her to eat. She gets encountered by the lone shark. She tells them that the time for the pay hasn't come yet, and her brother is working hard to pay off the debts. So why did they come before the due date? And they have come today to collect some interest from her brother's sister. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed it, then please do 1K likes, and stay tuned because next is going to be a big kaboom.